Good morning, CJ. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining today. Just enjoy the sound of the singing bowl. Allow yourself to get in this space that we are creating together for the next hour or so. Just take a few deep breaths, okay? Shake any energies, any negativity, anything that happened this morning so far or for you, just shake it, everything, and let's create a nice container together, okay? So that this session is amazing. And I invite you to share in the comments one thing you are grateful for. So a gorgeous sunrise. What are you grateful for today? My health. Grateful for waking up. Health. So why did you guys come today to this session? What is your intention for today's session? Good morning, grateful for my health. For this session, thank you, Polly. So today's session is all about self-care, okay? Love being with you. Thank you, Denise, to learn more, okay? This is a form of self-care for me. Thank you, Brenda. So today I want you to create your own self-care list. I can because I love your lives. Thank you, Sandy. How many of you have a self-care list? To be alive for your guidance on self-care. Thank you, Christine. So how many of you have a self-care list? So a list could be as simple as 3-4 things that you know when you do them, you feel well, you feel energized, happier, you feel more playful. I am grateful that I did my first list per your suggestion, Anna, and it worked. Hello from Santa Fe. Amazing, Susan. That's amazing. Thank you so much. So today you're going to learn, if you want, how to make that list more intentional, how to make it better, how to include things by location, by activity type. Okay, so there are so many ways of doing a self-care list, but I will invite you to take pen and paper, okay? Especially those of you who don't have a self-care list yet, and that's totally okay. I can share that I have done a lot of live sessions before COVID, like in-person sessions with for companies, for universities, wellness programming, and anytime I normally present with my partner Samantha. We both co-present, and it's a really nice male-female energy. But once we are sharing this exercise, I have a self-care list, but need to do them more. Starting one in the process of making amazing. Oh, the jar. You're talking about the jar. I will talk about that after. Hello, dear Emiliano. Want to become a better and joyful self-carer? So one of the things that we notice and that we rise off is that every time we brought up this topic and we asked maybe rooms of 50 to 100 people, how many people have self-care and how many people have a self-care list or clarity about what to do when they are not feeling well. And I can count with one hand the people who raise their hands, right? So we invited them to do this exercise and they only had 5 minutes. 5 minutes is normally what they get. They get 5 minutes to think about what are 3 to 10 things that I can do easily, conveniently, anywhere, that when I do them, I feel better and I can recharge my energy. So they do the exercise, and then so many people at the end of the session, they came to us saying, thank you so much. Thank you so much for bringing this exercise, and thank you so much for allowing me the time to do it, the guided time to do it. And this is what I'm doing with you today. Because when we ask them, like, why are you thanking us? Why I don't understand. Tell me more. They were saying, I never allow myself to do things like this. Okay? I never allow myself to think about these things because they feel like a waste of time. They feel selfish. They feel I don't deserve them. They feel I don't have time to do those things. It's not important, right? I have a huge to-do list I need to tackle. So I never have the time to even think about what can I do to feel better. So I want to offer you this gift. For all of you who are here, I want you to offer this gift. So please take a piece of paper, and I want you to write 3 to 10 things that you can do when you don't feel well. Okay? Some examples. This is one example, okay? This is one example of a very basic list that we just share with people. Okay? It's just can be just bullet points. You don't have to make it very complicated. So some examples from this list can be nature bathing. So walking outside, just going to a park close to your house, close to your work, and just going for a quick walk and just deep breathe a few times, 3 times to 5 times. When you deep breathe 3 to 5 times, I can tell you that you already feel better because you are bringing more oxygen into your brain. Your brain becomes more relaxed. You are triggering your brain to relax because the brain is not on panic mode. It's not like on anxiety mode. It's getting enough breathe. It's getting enough oxygen, and you are signaling the brain that everything is fine, that you are calm, there is no danger outside, so you can relax, right? So people watching, just sitting down somewhere and just watch people walk by. That's something that my wife does a lot. She just sits on a bench and she's maybe doodling, but she likes the energy of being surrounded by people. I do too. So many times I go to the park, I sit on a blanket, and maybe I am writing content, maybe I'm reading a book, maybe I'm just juggling my balls, but just being surrounded by that energy makes me feel well. Listening to your favorite music, spending time with your pet. So please share in the comments what are some of the things that you are writing down in your list. Just share some, because people will get inspired, and I will get inspired by some of the things that you guys are going to share. So I would love if you can share in the comments, yes, what are you writing down for yourself? Susan, he has recorded classes in his circle. I have to go on a hike now for self-care. How do I find this recording? Yeah, Susan, join my circle, Your Thriving Lifestyle, and I will share a link to the recording app. Yeah, so what are things that you guys are writing in your self-care list? Stretching, amazing. Color, take a walk, knit, read. Thank you, Veronica. What else? Yes, keep going. And this is an exercise that if you have never done it before, it's difficult, guys. People have a hard time. I had a hard time at the beginning thinking, like, what am I writing here? Like, this is weird. Why am I doing this? But the more you do it, the more you become clear about, wow, how come that I cannot think of 10 things that make me feel well? So that's a huge lack of awareness on my side if I cannot do that, right? So play one song on my guitar, feeding my soul, cool, or go to a restaurant. I love eating food, dance, tune on into Inside Timer, my dog Joe, and breathe, cook, sniff on essential oils. Amazing. Hello, Emilio, just got here. Hi, Roxanne, good morning. We are creating our own self-care list. Mandala coloring. Charlie, love that. Mandala coloring, so relaxing. Yoga, face yoga, walking, drinking water. I do that a lot too. Good reminder, Kim. Coloring is something that is coming back. Like the mandalas, as Charlie was mentioning, coloring is a very mindless activity, right? And it's very colorful, it's very visual, and it's not distracting, so it's really good. Pausing to look at clouds, What is the subject today? Roxanne, we are creating our own self-care list today, okay? We just got started. So I invite you to to take pen and paper and get started writing 3 to 10 things that you can do to make yourself feel better, okay? Meditate, facial warm, foot bath, stretch, yoga, light a candle, tickle fight with my little one, cuddle with my dog. Amazing, Vicky, amazing. Great things. Watching kitten videos. I do that sometimes just to laugh. Walking, chatting with friends. Amazing. Okay, so does everybody have 10 things? Tidy the closet. Oh, declutter. Of course, decluttering. Is that a self-care, guys? Like, do you actually love decluttering? Do you feel better or do you feel overwhelmed when you do it? Because it's sometimes it can be triggering, right? So do you guys have 10 things on your to-do list right now? Cooking. Ayurveda medicine has a lot of great self-care tools, self-massage, oil pulling, dry brushing, hydrating the body internally and externally. Amazing, Leah. Thank you so much for sharing that. Hug my children. Amazing. Swimming. Amazing, Charlie. Meditate, gardening, going on a walk, take an extra day off work with no agenda. That's great. Sometimes we need that, guys. Sometimes we need a day where we don't have any structure. We just flow through the day. We just wake up and say, I have no idea what's going to happen today, and I am okay with it. So Sue has 7, Sunny has 5. So I challenge you to go to 10. Please, write up to 10. Okay? Good morning, Good morning, Deborah. Just for you guys to know, every week, if you go to the recording page that I share on my circle, there is a box that you can type in your email, and then you will get a reminder every Monday with the topics and then of the week. So if that's helpful for you, just sign up for that and then you will get a reminder. But inside Timer, I think you can set reminders too. So please do that. So Kim got 10 wonderful ideas, spending time with family. Okay, guys, for those of you who don't have 10 yet, let me just share some, the ones that I do. Maybe you get inspired by some, okay? Some people have 10, okay. So if you don't have deep breathing, please add that to yours. Deep breathing is so important. Deep breathing, you can do it anywhere. You can do it anytime. It only takes 5 to 10 seconds to do it. So just deep breathing 3 times for 4 or 5 seconds in, and then 4 or 5 out. Just 3 times, and you automatically feel better, okay? Dance party, listen to music, amazing. What's your site? Anna, you can find my link on my profile, Inside Timer profile, okay? Or you can go to the circle. If you join my circle, you will find the link in there. Okay, so now, hopefully you guys have 10. If you don't, so deep breathing should be in your list. I think it's really important. We can all benefit from it. Drinking water, I think it's something that you can also have in your list. You can have just plain water. You can have water with a little bit of lemon. You can make some sort of juice if you feel more adding some fruit. But just drinking water is something that our body needs, and it's a very good self-care activity, right? Another thing that you can do is listen to something inspiring, like listening to a podcast, listening to music, listening to a show that makes you laugh. Just something, cat videos, whatever makes you laugh, whatever takes you out of whatever negativity you are facing. When we go down the rabbit hole of feeling bad, feeling negative, feeling heavy, we need to do something to get us out of that state, okay? Listening to your live sessions, Vicky, yeah, thank you. They are very long, so they are an hour, so that's a big self-care, but yeah, that's something that you can absolutely do, okay? Inside Timer does a great job of offering you by length, right? So if you are doing the Pomodoro length the other day, and you are in between Pomodoros and you are taking a break, you can find something that is 5 minutes long, right? And Inside Timer allows you to do that. So that's a great way for you to find the right length of content, okay? So do you guys have 10 things, all of you? Anyone doesn't have still 10 things? If you don't, please share, and then happy to give you more ideas, okay? It's very important that you stretch yourself to 10, because this is a really good exercise, guys, and it's okay if you are having a hard time. If you are having a hard time, it's even better, because that means that you are getting out of your comfort zone and you are becoming aware. You are pushing yourself a little bit outside. So Deborah has 10, 14, listening to you, yeah, 14, 12. Okay, so are you guys in good shape then? Love hanging out with you, Emilio. Thank you. Need 2 more. Okay, Sunny, you need 2 more. Okay, let's help you out. Let's help Sunny out. Do you have breathing? Do you have drinking water? Okay. Do you have meditating, just closing your eyes and just trying to keep your mind a little bit still for even a minute, just a minute, 2 minutes? You don't have to be like half an hour session, okay? I brought organizing, but it can cause stress. Roxanne, that's true. Organizing sometimes is not a great self-care activity, because unless you know how to do it. So Sunny says, okay, so Sunny, are you willing to share what you have? If you don't have 10 yet, are you willing to share what you have, and then we can help you out before we move on? Call or text sister. Yes, amazing, guys. Calling people, calling friends, making videos for friends, sending them a text message. That's something that you can do. Sip a cup of tea, absolutely. Sip a hot beverage, a cold beverage. Yesterday I had a watermelon that was going bad, and I put it in the blender, and I took a few basil leaves from the garden and then mixed it in there, and it was delicious. And I was thinking about dumping the watermelon in the compost. So just doing that quiz on Google, what to do with watermelon, and then found a recipe. Took me a minute to make it, and it was delicious. How about trying to say yes a little more? Saying yes a little more, saying yes to life. I guess that's a good thing if you are willing and you have the energy, right? But for those of you who are having a hard time saying no, maybe saying yes could be a good challenge. I don't know. Write something I'm grateful for. Absolutely, gratefulness. Write it down, or maybe take 10 seconds to think about what am I grateful for today. Laugh and play. Basil is really good. I love the flavor of the basil. Jam, yeah. And I actually have some leftover in the fridge that I will drink today after the session. Wow, great idea. I tossed mine in the woods and fed the wildlife. That's good. Got it now. Thank you. Okay, so it seems that everybody's in good shape and everybody has at least 10 activities, okay? So now is the time to take this to the next level, okay? So now I want you to think about, I want you to be able to practice self-care anywhere you are. So I want you to think about, where do you spend your time? Some people will spend their times mostly at home. Some people may spend their times at home and at work. Some people may spend a lot of time at work and not a lot of time at home. Some people may be transitioning to home, okay? Some people may be traveling on an RV everywhere. So I just want you to think, where are you normally during the day? And then look back at your self-care activities and make sure that you can do them in those locations. So for example, those of you who brought down petting my cat, doing something that you can only do at home, if you find yourself at work 8 hours and your self-care list activities are based on things that you can do only at home, I will then suggest that you brainstorm things that you can do at work, okay? And then I invite you to have at least 10 things. For example, deep breathing is something that you can do anywhere you are. Drinking water is something that you can do anywhere you are if you have your water bottle with you. So maybe having a water bottle or having access to a nice fountain of water that you like, that's something that you need to do to make that a habit, right? Doing nothing, closing your eyes, doing nothing, whatever that means to you, is something that you can do anywhere you are. But if you enjoy doing nothing, laying on your couch, and you are at work and there is no couch there, or maybe it's weird to do it there, then maybe that activity is not suitable for that, okay? So bike ride, hike, Sudoku, massage, gardening, reading a novel. Okay, so do you guys have a self-care list by location? That's what I want you to have now. Okay, so you all have 10 things you can do. Now I want you to reflect about where you spend your time and make sure that you have 10 activities, 10 self-care activities that you can do in that location. Okay? Live full-time in an RV, moving into a permanent home October 1st. Go to the pool on the campground with a magazine to cool for my vision board. Amazing, Amy. That's an amazing way of spending your time, right? And you are aware that you are on an RV, you are moving around, so your self-care should be based on things that you can do in your RV, things that you can do in your playground, and you have the opportunity to explore. And this is something that I invite people to do when you have time. I sometimes like to get lost. I go to neighborhoods I don't know, and I just wander around, right? And I discover places. And I sometimes take notes because I discover a beautiful playground, for example. And I feel, wow, this is a nice place to come with my daughter. And maybe I'm walking and I discover a place I didn't know. Wow, that's a nice place to bring my wife for a date or to come and work with my computer. Okay? So I start paying attention to what's available there, and then I start taking notes. Sometimes I write them down, or sometimes I just keep them in my head. And then those are ideas that I can implement. So Amy, you can do that. You can explore anytime you go to a new place. You have the opportunity to explore around and see what's in there, speak with local people, what to do, and then your self-care list is changing every time you change locations, right? Some of the things. So, oh boy, Sunny, you say, oh boy. What does that mean? Are you overwhelmed? That's totally okay if you are overwhelmed, okay? It's normal. So don't feel bad. Don't feel that you are failing. This is beautiful the way it is. And for you, these things are coming very naturally and easily. Some of you are pulling teeth. And wherever you are, it's beautiful and perfect. Okay? Because for those of you who had a self-care list and now you're pushing yourself to do it by location and we're gonna do other things, you are stretching. For those of you who didn't have a self-care list, now is your opportunity to plant it in your brain. Even if you cannot come for 10 things by location, you know that that's an option. Your brain is gonna be now seeking for those things. You understand what I'm saying? You are setting the intention. Okay? I gotta say, too many of us, I believe, setting these sessions as appointments with myself is self-care. Say yes if you agree. Absolutely. Guys, these sessions are fully self-care. Everything I teach you here, it's fully self-care. I'm teaching you how to be intentional. I'm sharing with you amazing books from other authors. In the circle, I share courses that I love and I feel that they are helpful to you. All these tools are helping you with procrastination, with time management, with self-love, self-care. The courses I create are all geared to help with that. So you being here is already a huge self-care, absolutely. You honoring and allowing yourself the time to be here, it's amazing. I found a retirement neighborhood of sweet mobile homes around the corner. I love to take my fiancé there. It was a beautiful 10-minute sunset. Yeah, amazing. See, Amy, so many times, and I was listening to something yesterday. Yeah, I was listening to a procrastination course that I actually shared in the circle. And he was talking about so many times we procrastinate things because of lack of ideas. Okay? You are welcome, Becca. Lack of ideas. And then it's so true. When we get stagnant, when we don't explore, when we don't allow ourselves the time to be playful, to be curious, we run out of ideas. And then we need to tap into something. And for me, the self-care of going out, the self-care of meeting new people, the self-care of going for a bike ride, going to the forest, going to hot yoga, all those things, reading new books, taking new courses, those are for me. So I will invite you to do the same. The circle name is Your Thriving Life. Your Thriving. I completed the one of that procrastination course this morning. Thanks again for sharing. You are welcome, Vicky. Someone was requesting information about procrastination, and I was considering doing a course about it, But I found that course and it includes pretty much everything I had in mind. So I don't think I have to repeat the process of creating another course when that one is really good. So I'm really happy to share it, like, and promote that teacher because he did a good job. So your thriving lifestyle. I'm sitting in a room of sunlight with prims lighting up on walls. Like, no, that's amazing. I procrastinate when I have too many ideas and I can't decide which to do. Chloe, that's really, really normal. And that's a great reason of procrastination, like having too many ideas, and every idea will take you a lot of time. That's why, guys, this self-care list that I'm inviting you to do, I want it to be very simple. I want it to be very convenient. I want it to be like a minute or less, honestly, like a few minutes, because I want you to implement these things in your lifestyle, okay? And that's the next thing I'm going to talk about. Could you share tips on self-care for anxiety? Okay, 16, absolutely. Why do you think we are doing this self-care list? Sounds strange, but I work in the cemetery and look for dates born sometimes in 17th and imagine or make up stories about what their lives were like then. That's visualization, that's dreaming, that's beautiful. So anxiety and self-care. So 16, anytime you are feeling anxiety, okay, anxiety, just think about your life about a time frame, okay? So we are in the present moment right now. Right now you are here with me, with us, doing this live, okay? So if you focus your energy right here and you are right here, okay, you are just in the present moment. That's what's called mindfulness, present. You are aware of what's going on. If you close your eyes, you are aware of your breath. You are aware of you can put your hands in your heart and then notice how your breath moves your heart, or you can your belly. So you are grounded in the present moment, right? When you are feeling anxiety, that it's coming from you thinking about something in the future. Okay, most likely future. Most likely anxiety comes from future events that didn't happen and you are afraid of. Sometimes it comes from the past, but I will say when the past is affecting you in a negative way, that's more of a depression thing. Depression is normally more focused on the past. You are kind of stuck in what happened, and that what happened is affecting you mentally, and then you just go down the rabbit hole, and that's depression. Anxiety, you are anxious about something that is about to happen. So this self-care list, it's designed to help you ground yourself, to help you stay in the present moment, to help you connect with yourself, because the thing that exists, it is the now. The only thing that exists, it is right now. Anything else is just a projection that you are making. Anything in the past is something that you cannot change. It's something that it's done. So you just have to change how you envision that thing. You have to heal yourself. You have to shine the light on those beliefs that came out of that and then move forward with a different approach, move forward with a different belief. Okay? So these are just some ideas. But when you are feeling anxious, when you come back to the present moment and you take the time to deep breathe 3 times, for example, one of the things that you will notice when you are feeling anxious is your breath. Your breath is very shallow and very fast. You are just... So you are not really allowing yourself to breathe. When you are having that breath, you are signaling the brain that something is... And the brain is starting to feel like, I need to protect myself. I need to maybe run. And we are programmed because in the past we had to run from lions, from animals, from something that may kill us, right? So we had to run or we had to fight. So that's the brain, the lizard brain getting ready to do something, right? So all the energy goes there and you don't have energy for creativity because you are not calm, okay? So when you do these exercises, the ones that make you feel well, that's when you are going to step into the arena. That's when you are going to be able to manage your anxiety. Shine the light of why am I feeling anxious? How can I bring myself to the present moment? How can I ground myself? How can I deep breathe a few times? And then when you deep breathe, automatically the brain will recognize, okay, we are safe now. Nothing chasing us. There is nothing attacking us. So we can calm down. And when you calm down, then you can with creativity. You can play. You can do other things, right? But until you don't get yourself to that state, you won't be able to practice self-care because you're going to be constantly stressed, constantly anxious, constantly suffering with mental health issues, right? Guys, if you have any more ideas for him or for her, I don't know, just please share them in the comments. This is an open space for us to learn from each other, okay? So please, that's just my 2 cents. Take whatever makes sense for you and delete the rest, okay? But I suggest that if you do your self-care list and you start practicing these things and you start including new ones when ideas pop up in your head, start practicing them, okay? So this is the thing. So you have your self-care list with, you have thought about location. Where am I spending my time? Can I do these 10 activities wherever I are? If the answer was no for some of them, I invited you to create 10 things that you can do anywhere you are. Or at work. If you spend a lot of time at work, 10 things you can do at work. 10 things you can do at home. You can do in your RV, wherever you are, okay? Once you have those things, thanks a lot, it's helpful. Thank you so much for being vulnerable and for sharing. Fixing. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but thank you so much for sharing, because if you are feeling that way, so many other people feel that way. I feel anxious sometimes when I let my mind go into the future and then I start making assumptions about what's gonna happen that is not real. Like sometimes I worry about, oh my God, I don't have constant income. So I don't have a job that pays me the same amount every month. So sometimes I'm wondering about what's gonna happen 3 months from now. And then I find myself going down that rabbit hole, and that's not healthy for me. That happened yesterday. I was feeling that day that I was feeling worried. I was feeling like I wasn't trusting things. And then it's like, why am I feeling this way? Why am I going down this rabbit hole? And then I was able to take myself out. But sometimes it's normal to go there. That's why when I go there, I try to like do something. Like one of the things I do is like, I just juggle my balls, guys. When I juggle my balls, automatically I come to the present moment. Why? Because how easy it is for me to do this, right? I have to pay attention. I need to watch my hands. I need to pay so much attention to learn this that it removes my mind from anything else. This is one self-care activity that really works for me. It's also playful. It's also social, because when people see me, they want to learn. It's just wonderful. And it brings me to the present moment. When I deep breathe, it brings me to the present moment because I'm paying attention to my breath. I invite you to put your hands somewhere in that you notice your breath and just come here. So try to find activities to just do that, okay? Okay, so how many people have 10 things by location? Everybody has 10 things by location? Worry is praying for what we don't want. Absolutely. And that's something that we're going to talk about next session. The law of attraction. We're going to be talking about that. When we place so much focus on the things that we don't want, we are actually attracting them because we are putting energy into them. Arrive at the perfect time. Buenos dias. Hi, Monica. Buenos dias. Kendana has similar effect to your juggling. Very good. Yeah, there are so many activities that will have that effect on you. That's why you need to explore the activities. You need to practice them, and you need to notice, how do I feel? Because juggling is, for me, is a well, but it's not for everybody. You need to find the ones that make you feel well. Help me through it. So, an amazing book, When Things Fall Apart. I haven't read that book, so thank you. Sometimes we are anxious, fearful, worried when we are on our primitive brain. Absolutely, Maria. And that's true. That's why self-care is going to help you get out of there. Okay, so everybody has 10 things by location. Yeah, body scan, it's amazing too, an amazing tool. So once you have that, if you don't have 10 things, I invite you to keep reflecting on that. Let that seed grow in your brain, okay? And then start paying attention to, what can I do at this location? What can I do when I'm there? Okay? Let's move on to the next one. The next one is things that you can do by activity type. Okay? Why is it important to think about activity type? And we talked about this in the past sessions, about time management, about energy levels, circadian rhythm, I think it's called. It's that clock that we all have that repeats every 24 hours. Okay? And it's about understanding how is my energy levels fluctuating throughout the day? And then when I'm feeling low energy, what can I do to bring myself up again? And sometimes it's resting, sometimes it's eating, sometimes, thank you, Vicky. My pronunciation probably is not great, but it's a circadian rhythm, right? That's the one that you want to become aware of, okay? Depression is anger turning inward, so doing physical things is helpful to release it. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Christine. So, drinking water. So guys, I want you to now look at your self-care list, and I want you to look at activity type. So let me show you one example, okay? So we did by location, and now I am inviting you to do activity type. So this is my self-care list. And as you see here, I have different colors for different activity types. So if you have access to colors, just choose a color for every activity type. And activity type can be physical, relaxing, creative, fun, social. You come up with whatever names you feel inspired by, okay? But what do you do to make yourself feel well when you are feeling physically exhausted? Are you going to do an activity that is physical, or are you going to need to do something that is more relaxing? Just think about it. Your body will be craving to do something relaxing, right? Now I'm getting anxious, too much detail. It's okay to feel anxious, Roxanne. Let it be there, okay? And watch it. Why are you feeling anxious? All of the things that I'm talking about, but you can become aware of them, okay? Because if you just got started doing your self-care list, absolutely it's gonna be overwhelming because it's such a new process, right? And you are thinking so much. You are trying to come up with so many ideas, but your brain is gonna start creating those ideas because you planted the seed. So I am planting the seed on you now. Emilio, can you please repeat the example? So my activity types are physical, relaxing, creative, fun, and social. Okay? So those are my activity types, the ones that came to me. You need to come up with your own ones. You can use these ones, absolutely, but when you are trying to create your self-care list, there are activities that are going to nurture your creative side. There are activities that are going to help you calm down. There are activities that are going to promote movement. Okay, it's movement, physical movement of your body. You're gonna do something that you have to move, right? There are activities that you are going to relax. You're going to lay down in the couch, put a nice pillow. Maybe you are listening to something. Maybe you are just having a beautiful nap. You are with your pet on top of you, and that is your self-care, right? You are just relaxing yourself, yes. So please repeat types again. So can someone type them in the chat if you don't mind? So physical, relaxing, creative, fun, and social. Okay? These are the ones that came up for me. So when I made my self-care list, those are the activities that I was analyzing, the ones that I had, and then I realized, wow, I have this kind of activities. So when I am feeling physically tired, I will look for an activity that is relaxing. When I am feeling like I am a bit bored, I will look for an activity that is fun. When I want to do exercise or movement, or I've been sitting all day, I will try to look for an activity that is physical. So you understand? So now it is your job to look at the activities that you brought and then either color them with a color or just write beside it. This is physical. This is relaxing. This is creative. This is fun. This is social. Okay? Why is this important? Because when you perfect your self-care list, okay, I want you to design the life that you want. And your life contains different compartments. And your life contains those departments working together. Okay? Your energy levels and your mental health is going to be affected by those fluctuations of energy, emotions, and we all need different doses of different activity types. We are all different. So in my case, I know that playfulness is necessary if I want to stay in a good health, if I want to stay motivated, and if I want to stay in a creative place. If I don't do things that are playful, I will not be able to tap into those areas. That's just myself. That's what I observed from watching myself and after doing this. That's why sometimes you have to include activities that you have never done and then see how you feel. See how you feel after doing them. That's the only way for you to figure it out. That's the only way for you to know. So today, you don't have to have all of this complete perfectly. Remove perfection. It is beautiful the way you have it right now. And it is beautiful and perfect what you are feeling right now. So if you are feeling excited, great. If you are feeling overwhelmed and anxious, great. Because you are stepping into an area that you have never stepped into. That's why you are feeling anxious. That's why you're feeling stressed. Because you are forcing your brain to think of something that it has never gone there. So you are creating a new pathway. You are creating a new behavior. You are creating maybe a new habit, right? And it takes time and effort to create it. But I want you to just be curious. I want you to watch what's coming up for you. Okay? And whatever's coming up for you, it's perfect and beautiful. It's perfect and beautiful right now. Okay? So don't worry about it. Achievement, connection, and enjoyment is crucial. If I do a lot of stuff that I do enjoy and achieve from but haven't had a connection with a person today, then I won't feel good. So the activities need to be mixed. Exactly. Guys, when I do the creation, okay, when I suggest you to do a creation, that's the other exercise that I recommend, and I actually did one yesterday with my wife. Like, I will invite you, and this is not about today's session, okay, but I just want you why this is important. I invite you to look at your life as a holistic thing, right? So you have different areas of your life that you are trying to make work together. So when you are creating your self-care list, you are becoming aware of that. You are becoming aware of the things that you need, okay? Some people need a lot of exercise to feel well. Some people don't, okay? Some people need to read a lot to feel well. Some people don't. Some people need to meditate every day. Some people don't. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to figure out what makes you feel well. Examples of playful fun activities that aren't the others. Playful and fun activities, guys. For me, juggling my balls, doing slam, going rollerblading, playing board games with my wife, watching fun videos, watching a comedy show, playing with my daughter, playing with my cat, doing something that triggers people in a good way and I get a laugh out of them, doing something that people will not ever expect, and then all of a sudden they are surprised and they react in a way that they have never done it before. I don't know, those are some that come for me. My symptoms dictate my energy levels, but when I have physical mobility, a 10-minute bike ride, step out in the rain, look out in the moon. Yeah, so these are, listen to comedies. Yeah, so these are great. Thank you, Amy, for sharing. Yeah, so guys, there is not a right or wrong way of doing this. And I'm planting a seed in your brain. Again, I'm planting a seed for you to become aware of what can I do to feel better? What is right now? Okay? And then once you have the self-care list, then you start thinking about, can I practice this by location, anywhere I am? And then you start becoming aware of that and you start developing more things that you can do depending where you are at. And then you start mixing up with the energy levels. And now you're going to be watching by, wow, when I do that activity, I kind of felt nice and light. So I guess that activity, what is that activity? Oh, that activity is physical. Okay, and I was sitting all day. So that means that when I'm sitting all day, if I do an activity that is like that, I feel better. So what activity similar to that can I do that will bring me the same joy? And then you start opening up ideas. You start watching, you start connecting with those ideas and exploring them. You see how it happens? It just starts growing slowly. So you don't have to have everything finished here today. I'm just planting seeds. And guys, you know that once a seed is planted, what happens? It's gonna grow. It may take longer, but it's gonna start growing and you're gonna start watering that idea. Your brain now knows the possibility. So now your brain is going to start looking for, hey, kind of activities can I do that are physical? What kind of activities I can do that are relaxing? Or maybe you wanna do activities that are creative, because maybe your day is not creative and you are lacking creativity. You need to create something. And maybe you wanna paint, or you wanna color a mandala, or you wanna do something with your hands, or you wanna create a course, or you wanna write a book. Whatever that is, you didn't allow yourself the time to do it. So maybe that's a self-care activity for you. I'm gonna allow myself 1 hour a week to just create. I have no idea what I'm going to create, but I'm going to carve out the time and see how it feels. Okay? Yeah, be curious to nurture yourself. Guys, you are learning about yourselves. You don't need to have all the answers now. Okay? You just have to be aware. You just have to start being curious. Start exploring. Don't have expectations. No expectations. Fudge expectations. Just do it for the sake of doing it and have fun with it. Okay? Okay, so you have your self-care list by location, by activity type. Layer that you can include that I did for myself because I was feeling frustrated. So I was feeling frustrated that I had my self-care list, and then when we had Eva, my daughter, all of a sudden I had to change all my life to be around her because I have to take care of her, right? So I was frustrated because it's like, I want to exercise, but I have my daughter, I cannot do what I used to do. I cannot do what I used to do, right? So how can I pivot? How can I change? So I started creating my self-care list by person too. Why? Because when I have my daughter, I have to take care of her. I cannot leave her home. I have to be with her, right? So I have activities that I can do with Eva. Okay, so this is another layer. Again, you don't have to do this, but I had to do it because I was frustrated. So I brought down all the things that came to mind that I can do with Eva. And then in that list, I color those activities by type. So for example, I can rollerblade. I can with the trailer. I can sled in the winter. So those 3 things are physical. I can juggle my balls when I'm with her. So that's a fun activity. And it's fun because I can put my balls in the stroller. I can go to the playground. She's having a great time. And I can juggle my balls at the same time every now and then. So I'm having fun. I can play the didgeridoo. I can play cards. That's something I can do that is creative. And then I can do it with her too. I can fly a kite. That for me is playful and she's a part of it. I can go for a hike. I can color. I can do crafts with her. And that's creativity for both of us. So guys, that's another, I have things to do with Samantha, with my wife. Okay? We can do couple time. We can do an intentional dialogue. I can cook a nice meal for her. I can give her a massage. We can have a power nap together, just 20 or 30 minutes, just hugging each other. So things that come to mind. And then the more you think about it, the more ideas are gonna flow into you. And it doesn't mean that you have to do them all, but you are going to start noticing, testing, and then once you have something like this, the next step is to, what do you think the next step is once you have a self-care list that is beautiful? What do you think the next step is once you have your self-care list, something that you feel good about, and you don't need to have all the layers. You can just have a basic bullet point 3 to 10 things list. What is the next step? This is really interesting. As someone who thought in order to do self-care, I needed to do everything alone. Seeing that self-care and playfulness can be with others too is blowing my mind. Aidan, thank you. And that was me. I was so frustrated because it's like, my life is over. I have to give up everything I love because I have to. So that's when it's like, no, I have to create a better self-care list. I have to be more intentional. I have to be more creative, right? And then I sat and then this came out. I wasn't planning on doing this. I was just doing my self-care list, and then I started to think about, I can do things by activity type. I can do things by person. I can do things by and then I can write things that are less than 5 minutes, right? Like here, this is a whole list of things that I can do in less than 5 minutes. And then I for the activity type 2. That came out of me being frustrated. Amy, I started reading Artist Way last night. Yeah, so guys, practice them. Yes. So imagine that I do this amazing self-care list, okay? You do your amazing self-care list. It doesn't have to be as colorful as this one. And then you do this, and then you put it in your drawer. And you never see it again. How is that gonna work for you? Right? So you have to start implementing the list. How can you do that? Ideas to start implementing your list, guys. Share them with me. What can you do to make sure that you are doing these activities? I want to see what you guys brought before I give you ideas. I have heard very good things about the Artist Way. Thank you for sharing those resources in the chat. So guys, what can you do to make sure that you are taking action and you are actually embracing these activities in your day-to-day life? You can set reminders on your phone. Beautiful. What else? Post it in my office. Amazing. Hang it up on amazing. So I could get my self-care list and I can put it in a place where I can see it every single day. Maybe that's the fridge. Maybe that's the wall. Maybe that's my bedside table. Schedule them. Beautiful. Add it to my calendar. Beautiful. Put them in an area that is eye level to the fridge or a bulletin board. Beautiful. Beautiful, guys. What else? What about accountability? Think about accountability. How can you be accountable? Pick one daily. Yeah, pick one daily. So you can create a jar like this. And then you can write down self-care ideas that you want. And then you can just shake it. And then you can open it. Have a self-care yourself a coffee each morning. Yeah, a sticky note in my one activity and then do it, okay? A sticky note on my mirror. Accountability with a friend. Text my fiancé and tell him my goal. Amy, amazing. So guys, next level, okay? Do a short time to start it. That looks like that. What happens if I share this with my wife? And all of a sudden she reads my self-care list. And I invite her to make one. And then I read her self-care list. What do you think is happening then? You can live with your partner, with a friend, family member, with whoever you feel inspired to do. But what do you think it happens when someone else is aware of this? What do you think they are going to do when they see you not feeling well? Holding each other accountable. Yeah. What do you think Samantha does when she sees me in a funk? I mean, grumpy. It's like, what do you think she does? She will tell me, Emilio, have you done any self-care today? And then she will grab my list. Emilio, have you done any jogging today? Have you done any, have you pet negrito today? Have you drunk water today? Can you please deep breathe 3 times for me, please? And then she does all these things and it's like, wow, I have no way out because she is aware. And then I do the same for her. I know what's in her self-care list. So when you do this with other people, first you are inviting them to do this exercise, okay? So you are inviting them into your life, into your habits, into what you are trying to do. You're going to keep each other accountable, okay? Third, most likely you're going to find activities to do together. Guys, you're going to find activities that you can do together. And it's like, wow, I didn't know you like that. I like that too. Why don't we start doing that? And then all of a sudden it becomes social, okay? So let me read the comments that I'm seeing here. So Amy says, just a simple tick list, what have achieved today. Yeah, what did I enjoy and where was my connection with people? Yeah, so it's a reflection, right? And if you journal, you can start tracking like, what did you do today? How did it feel like? What can I do of? And then this starts becoming something bigger and more powerful, okay? So guys, how do you feel with all these ideas? Like, are you ready to like try them out? And you don't have to do them all. That's the thing to do. For those of you who are feeling, if you are feeling anxious, if you are feeling overwhelmed, I want you to slow down and say, okay, why do I feel overwhelmed? Okay. Emilio, is there any way you can post this? I would love to share this with my partner and also use it for guidance. Yeah, Aidan, I can actually in the session I will share a video of this, okay? But I want to tell you that my course about self-care on Inside Timer talks about all these things, talks about how to create your self-care list by location, by activity, time, and all these things. But yeah, I will share stuff in the circle for you to see it, okay? So inspired and overwhelmed, Roxanne, amazing. So we can make each other happy, excited to share. Thank you, Emilia, great info. Need to go now. Bye-bye, Monica. So for those of you who are feeling overwhelmed, that's okay. Don't do everything all at once. Start with the basics, okay? 3 to 10 things that you can do to feel yourself better. Allow yourself a week to do them. Once you do that, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna feel better, you're gonna feel energized, you're gonna have fun because you are doing things that you like, that you decided, and then you're gonna have more energy to say, I'm gonna take it to the next level. So now I'm gonna explore things that I can do at work too. What can I do at work to make my day better? And then you will start implementing things at work or wherever you are. So you're doing it by location. Once you do that for a week or two, then you are ready to take it to the next level. And then say, now I'm gonna think about doing things by person, okay? Or by activity type. And then after that, you are gonna share your self-care list with other people. And you're gonna tell them what you have been doing. Because they're gonna notice a difference. They're gonna notice you feeling better. And most likely they are going to see you doing things that you didn't do before. So they're gonna be curious about, like, for example, let me share you one physical example. One of my aunts, she wanted to deep breathe every day a bunch of times. So what she did, she got these color round stickers. She went to her office and she put color stickers everywhere. And the coffee machine, a color sticker. In the printer, a color sticker. At the library, a color sticker. In the bathroom, when she was sitting on the toilet, a color sticker. What do you think was happening there? Every time she was going to those places, that sticker was a reminder of, oh, I have to deep breathe 3 times. So she did it 3 times and then she moved on. It took like 10 seconds. She was just waiting for the printer, or she was using the washroom, or she was like waiting for the coffee so she can do it. What do you think happened? All the people at the office started asking, like, what are these color stickers for? And then she told them. And then guess what happened? She was going to the printer and she was seeing people like, they were deep breathing. They were doing the stuff that she was doing, right? So all of a sudden she created this thing. And then people started doing other things that are different than deep breathing. So she started a trend. So I just want you to know that this can have a huge ripple effect, and you don't have to do everything at once. Just get started. I will start with exploring one of the 5 categories, creativity, that works in the RV for this week. Yeah, guys, just get started. Get started with as many things as you feel comfortable you can handle, okay? And then start including more. And I will invite you to do this, okay, before I go. And guys, if you are enjoying the session, I see a donation there. Thank you, Maria, for donating. Just reminding you that these sessions work by donation, so I will love if you can support me and my time. But I will invite you to do this, guys. Take the concepts of today's session, okay? And I will share the main concept in the circle. Create the basic self-care list, 3 to 10 things, then by location, then by activity type, then by person, okay? And then share it with the world. You don't have to do them all at once. I will invite you to open your calendar and set a reminder. This week, I'm gonna do step 1. Second week or third week, allow yourself as much time as you think you need. Start implementing. Put reminders in your calendar. Put the self-care list in a place that you can see it. Start making progress, okay? And then the reminder will show up 1 or 2 weeks later. Hey, Emilio, try to create the self-care list by location. And then you will do that. And then you will practice for 1 or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. And then another reminder will pop up. Oh, Emilio, now that you are ready, maybe you are ready now to try by activity type. Or maybe you are ready now to try by person, okay? So start doing those things, and then you start slowly, you start making progress, and then you make it not overwhelming. Just start getting accomplishments, start getting wins, quick wins. Okay? I will start with your aunt's breath practices, 3 breaths. Amazing. That's alone. I don't do that every single day. So that's something that if you can do that consistently every day, I can tell you that you're gonna have so much more energy and you're gonna feel so inspired to do more and more and more. So let us know how it goes, Roxanne. Hi Lisa, that's great. You might be able to find more info about online. I was told about it by Hell. Okay. So guys, this session was helpful. I program Alexa to remind me once every hour. It works to keep my anxiety from escalating. Amy, that's a great idea. If you guys have Alexa or Google Home or something like that, just leverage that technology aspect to remind you of doing things that are intentional. Okay, so guys, before I go, I have a question for you. So for the next sessions, I have 2 ideas. The next session is gonna be about the law of attraction and attracting things into your life. And we're gonna do a very practical exercise, okay? So moving on next week, I have 2 options for you. And I want you to tell me what you... Option number 1 will be to start doing a series about the law of attraction and how to practically implement it, integrate in your life. So law of attraction is one option for me. The other option is to explore more books. And I have a bunch of books from Julie Morgenstern, for example. I have a book called, this is like time management for parents, email and productivity, organization for kids. This is about time management techniques. So there are a lot of books that are great books and I am happy to share. So would you guys enjoy me going down the route of law of attraction and then cover like Louise Hay's content, Esther Hicks, and basically learning more about how to attract things that we want in our lives, how to increase our energy levels, how to avoid self-talk, negativity, stuff like that? Or will you feel more inspired for me to go down the route of talking more about the how to? Or do you want me to do a Tuesdays is one and Thursdays is the other one, and then we kind of do both parallel? How do you feel? So books, law of attraction, books, yes please. Louise Hay book. The Louise Hay book is also related with law of attraction. Will you guys enjoy a mixture? Like maybe Tuesdays I do law of attraction and Thursdays I do a book? Or just books? Either. Law of attraction, please. Just share. Option 1, only law of attraction. Option 2, only books. Option 3, 1 session each, and then we kind of go parallel. Both parallel, hybrid. Law of attraction, then books. Tuesday is 1, Thursday is 1. Okay. I think I'm feeling better about that, the mix. Both. Okay, I think it's coming to me now, and I feel great doing the mixture. I think I'm going to do 1 session of law of attraction, and the other is going to be a very practical how-to of one of these books. And that way you guys can, because the law of attraction, it requires time to do the exercises, so I feel that maybe if I do 2 sessions, it's going to be too much for you to kind of put it into practice. So yeah, I think, okay, thank you for your help, guys. I think I have decided what I'm going to do. And I think it's going to be option 3. Yeah, I think it feels good to me, the option 3. It feels more aligned. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. So guys, next session is going to be about this specific book, and we're going to do a very specific exercise that is called gaining clarity by contrast. It's going to be really, really interesting, and I myself have done it. So I'm going to be sharing like the things that I did and why I did it and how it's helping me. And yeah, so this is the exercise I did, just a sneak peek. And it's basically gaining clarity by becoming aware of the things that you don't want. So it's going to be really good. You're going to love it. Okay guys, thank you so much for being here. I will invite you to, let's close the session together. Let's close this container of energy together. Before we go, I would like you to take a few deep breaths. Feel free to put your hands in your chest, in your heart, in your belly, and notice your breath going in and out. Okay? And I want you just to transition intentionally into whatever you are about to do now. So maybe that can be taking a break, that can be going for a walk, that can be going back to work, that can be in your self-care list, that can be whatever you are going to do. Make sure that you are transitioning with intention. Okay? And I will invite you to do that throughout your every time you finish something and you are starting something new. I want you to just become aware of like, okay, I finished this task, I am setting my intention to do this task now, and for guidance, for energy, for creativity, and I am grateful. Do that. Denise, the law of attraction is next on Thursday, so in 2 days I will do the first session on the law of attraction. It's gonna be a very practical exercise. Okay guys, I am closing this container now. Thank you so much. I wish you have an amazing rest of your day, and please join the circle, your thriving lifestyle, and share how your self-care list is going. And I will post the recording there and the photo of my own self-care list so that you can see it. Okay? Thank you so much and have an amazing rest of your day. Adios.